It was a very frigid night last night, and snow is covering everything this morning. Oh my gosh, I was actually okay in my sleeping bag, except my hips would fall asleep, and then I would have to turn around, and every time I turned around, it was like really cold again. So I woke up quite a few times last night, but honestly, could have been way worse. I have a really good sleeping bag. It does its job most of the time, but yeah, it was supposed to get down to like 16 degrees last night, I think. And it definitely feels like it's in the 20s this morning. It's very, very cold. Some of the gals were talking about maybe bailing out. There's like a point half mile away where I guess you could get a trail angel to come pick you up at a campground. But I'm not keen to do that because they said if they do that, they're not going to come back to this point to hike. So I'm just keen to hike through. We'll get to Big Bear by like midday tomorrow. So I think just deal with this one cold day, one more cold night, and then go have a zero in Big Bear. Here's my blue tent. It has snow on it. I'm getting back inside. There's Matt. He loves this weather. He's a psycho.
Be bold, start cold.
What?
You gotta be bold, start cold.
Oh, he said you gotta be bold, start cold. I don't know about that.
I'm having cookies and hot coffee for breakfast to cheer myself up.
Here's a little baby snowman that Matt built for Pickles. How cute!
This is where we stayed last night, Mission Springs Trail Camp. Sand to snow, how appropriate. Pickles and I are sticking together this morning because we're the last ones out of camp.
Oh no, the queen is catching up. We have to go.
Sun's trying to come out. Got some blue sky. Look, it's snowy San Jacinto way over there. Look at that, Mission Creek way down there. This is the Coon Creek Cabin, which apparently you can rent out. I heard the cabin is creepy, so obviously we have to take a look inside. No windows. Open door. No door, actually. It's been vandalized, not taken care of very well. Kind of weird. Nice hangout spot, though. It's turned into a beautiful day. And the terrain has been pretty chill today, which has been great. So I think that's the road to Big Bear, and it's the road that will go down to Hitchhike tomorrow to get in for our 0 day. Aha, what do we have here? A PCT Yum Box. Ooh, treats. Ah, that's so nice. Okay, instant bone broth. Not for me, but I'm sure someone will really appreciate that. Made good bars. Nori. rice, and RX bars. I think I'll take one of these. And this little friend. This forest is super pretty. I'm loving it. Okay, so I haven't shared my thoughts on the Mission Creek section yet. It was way too cold last night. I was just doing my best not to freeze, so I couldn't give it last night, so I'll give it today. All right, so I ended up walking in the Mission Creek bed for about 8 miles. I was scared it was gonna be really slow going. I was thinking like 1 mile an hour maybe. I met this guy who told me he was like climbing over boulders, and of course you hear about that woman who had to get rescued out of there, which I still need to look up where that was because I'm kind of confused. But anyway, I thought like that was all kind of fear-mongered. For me, like I was walking like 2 miles an hour through there. It was definitely more mental effort. Like you had to pay attention to where you were going and like look for the best route through the creek bed. And it was like different type of physical effort because you're a lot of times like stepping over stones or you end up walking in sand. But honestly, like I really enjoyed that section. I definitely wouldn't have wanted it to go on all day. I'm glad it was only like half a day of that. I wouldn't want to walk through that all the time. But I thought it was kind of fun. Like it kept things interesting. It was something a little bit different than just kind of racing down a single dirt track, you know? Not that, I mean, I'm not bored on the PCT or anything by any means, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of fun and interesting, and I really didn't think that, like, I never felt unsafe. There was one part, it was at mile 238 point something. It was like only like a mile from camp, and it was during a part where you were back on the PCT for several miles, and then it dipped down into Mission Creek again, just for like, the trail was washed out for maybe like 0.3, and there was a tiny section of trail along a cliff that there were a couple of little washouts. Like it was definitely a little hairy, but I've done way worse things than that, and I was walking through there with a few other people, so that made it a lot more fun. Oh, hi.
Hey.
Anyway, so I never felt unsafe, but I did run into a girl who, she had lost the trail in a washout for a little bit. She couldn't find it. She thought she was like totally lost. She was gonna hit her SOS button. And she was obviously having a very bad day, very bad time. So I think it all just depends on your experience level. If you're more experienced and more adventurous, no problem with the Mission Creek section at all. If you're maybe new to the wilderness and you're not sure of your footing yet, I don't know, I guess you could consider skipping it or just maybe stick with some friends in that section, you know? But honestly, I really thought it was fun. So I never felt unsafe whatsoever. Oh, one more thing about that Mission Creek section. I also wanted to say thank you so much to the past hikers who've put comments on Far Out that have basically been directions through the Mission Creek section. It would have been a whole lot harder and more confusing without them. And also thank you to the people who put the cairns up along a good portion of it, because you all have been so helpful and you're very appreciated.
And here's camp tonight.
What is the instruction? What happened? Not hot enough?